What keeps me passionate about real estate is just remembering why I got into it. When I ask people, when they say to me, I want to talk to you about becoming a realtor, and I always ask why. Why do you want to be a realtor? And if they tell me it's for the money, that's the wrong reason. So I stay passionate about real estate because I truly want to make a difference in people's lives. I want them to have something that they call home. I was not really inspired to get into the real estate industry, so I kind of got into real estate by accident. I was working at my brokerage as an intern, started when I was 16, and when I turned 19 and I was in college, Deanna from my office says, you should get your real estate license. And I was petrified because I'm not a salesperson. I am not a real estate agent or realtor, and it just seemed very intimidating for me. So it wasn't anything where I was like, I should get my real estate license. It wasn't a second career for me. It's something that I was almost thrown into. And I thought, you know what? I could get my real estate license and I could just help friends and family. And then in 20 years, just think of where I'll be. Maybe it'll be my career. And that's exactly what happened for me. I was terrified. I would hold open houses and I was so scared someone was going to walk in and say, I want to buy this house right now. And I was so nervous that I wouldn't know what I was doing, because back then you just couldn't type it up and send it to them for signatures. You had to sit down with them in person and go over everything with them. So I would always call someone from my office and make sure they were going to be around. And that never happened. I never had anyone walk into my open house and say, I want to buy this house right now and I want you to sit down and write it up right now. But in my head, that was going to happen. So I was terrified. And I'm no longer scared to write a purchase agreement. So I've come a long way. But I remember being intimidated, not being confident. Realtors could smell that and they knew that I was new. So I felt like I got a little bit taken advantage of right away. Thankfully, I had a great broker that helped stand up for me. And just throughout that journey, it really gave me a passion for helping new agents so they never feel the way that I felt. I was very young and naive, and I had very thin skin. And I wouldn't say that your skin gets thicker, but you get more confident and you don't get taken advantage of as much. What keeps me passionate about real estate is just remembering why I got into it. When I ask people, when they say to me, I want to talk to you about becoming a realtor, and I always ask why. Why do you want to be a realtor? And if they tell me it's for the money, that's the wrong reason. So I stay passionate about real estate because I truly want to make a difference in people's lives. I want them to have something that they call home. And if your parents didn't own a home, maybe you don't know any better. You don't know what you don't know. And so giving people the knowledge of why it's important to own a home, that generational wealth, and just the knowledge of that and passing it on, it's just, it's very rewarding to me. And creating those relationships with my clients and those friendships so I can get not just that repeat business, but just be that resource. So if they need a plumber or an electrician or a roofer, they know they can call me and I have those resources for them. It's not just about selling the house for me. It's about creating those meaningful relationships. The reason I got involved at SPAAR is because it's something my broker's always done. People in my brokerage are very involved at our association. We're a small brokerage, so it helps us keep a pulse on what's happening in our industry and having a voice for other small brokerages. And so for me, it was starting off on a committee. That's the easiest way to start out. And so I started off at the Young Professionals Network committee and met some great people. And I was inspired there to join the SPAAR leadership program that they offered. It was monthly free training. And I thought, why not? I learned so much, gained a ton of confidence. And from there, I decided, you know what? I'm going to join the board of directors. It's my time. I want to do that. And once I was on the board and I was surrounded by all those great people and the other leaders in our industry, I thought, you know what? I can start stepping up into leadership roles. And when you are a full-time agent and you're a mom, it can be a lot. But I want to inspire other realtors, specifically women. We have a ton of realtors in our industry that are women, but we don't have a lot of women in leadership. So for me, it's just inspiring other women to become leaders and looking around the table and saying, it's great that you asked that question. Have you thought about joining Leadership SPAAR? Or reaching out to the women in Leadership SPAAR and saying, you should join the board. Just inspiring and getting other people involved in our industry and, talking about why they should volunteer and the reward that they get. I was inspired to be a leader at SPAAR because I thought it's going to help me with my confidence also. And if I can inspire other people to get involved and just have that personal ask and see the light inside of them and maybe ignite that light for them so that they can think just like I did, maybe I can be on the board. Maybe I can be a leader. I guess I never thought about that. Maybe it gives them something to think about. We always talk about things we're going to do someday, and it's time that we really start doing it now, because our someday may never come. If you keep putting it off, you're going to be in the same spot you are right now next year. You have to have goals, you have to set them, and you have to get out of your comfort zone, because that's when we grow. I have a passion not only for real estate and helping homeowners, I have a passion for helping other realtors become successful. Even though we may be competitors outside of this organization, I truly believe that the good realtors are going to be around, and there's plenty of business to go around, and we can all win. Creating other leaders, getting people to join the Leadership SPAAR program, watch them then join a committee, watch them join board of directors, having them thank me for that personal ask and for saying thank you for seeing that in me and giving me the confidence to do that. Mentors for me have obviously started at my brokerage. So June Weiner, Deanna Weiner, and Tom Weiner, they have helped mold me into the leader that I am today. They've given me the confidence. They've let me know that I am worthy and that I am able to do this. I would say outside of that, meeting other leaders here, Patrick Rubel, I didn't make it on the board of directors the first time, and he was on the nominating committee, and he said, don't give up, try again, apply again. And I did. And so I always have him in the back of my mind to thank, because if it wasn't for him, it was sad for me when I didn't get on, but I never gave up, and it was a pep talk from him. Brianne Lawrence and Amy Peterson, we were the first women leadership team at SPAAR, and so that was very motivating and inspiring for me to be a part of that history within our organization. So I would say those are my top most inspiring people here. Get involved at SPAAR. You belong here. There's not a lot of people that go to our offices anymore. We've become very virtual. If you're feeling disconnected, come to SPAAR, come to our events. If you feel like you're at a bigger brokerage and they only celebrate you for your numbers and for the amount of sales that you've done, come to SPAAR and volunteer here. You're celebrated for the person that you are, not the number of transactions that you close. That's not what it's about here. You're celebrated for the difference that you make in people's lives, for the volunteerism that you're doing. It fills your cup. If you've never volunteered before, it's time to start, because the reward that it gives you fills your cup and makes you feel like such a great person. I also volunteer outside of SPAAR by doing other fundraising efforts for the American Cancer Society, and it's something that is just so rewarding about giving back to your community and making a difference. And, the side benefit of that is your clients see that you are wanting to make a difference and that you are volunteering your time. That's just a side benefit of it. That's not why I do it. I do it because it makes me feel good. So if you're feeling disconnected, if you're feeling you don't remember why you got into real estate, if you're feeling down because you didn't have the same amount of closings as you did last year, get surrounded by other people that will support you and love you, and you'll feel like you're a sense of community when you're here at SPAAR.